Colleagues, your eyes and ears do not deceive you. The Democratic junior senator from Rhode Island is introducing a Trump environmental nominee. As you know, I have often vociferously opposed many of the current administration's environmental nominees. Alex Dunn is the current administrator of EPA Region 1, covering my home state of Rhode Island. She has been nominated to lead EPA's Office of Chemical Safety and Pollution Prevention. Unlike the highly conflicted first nominee to lead the office, Alex has a solid career largely independent of industry. I first met her in 2015 through Janet Coit, our deeply respected director of the Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management. Janet and Alex worked closely together when Alex was executive director and general counsel of the State Environmental Commissioners Organization, the Environmental Council of the States. At ECOS, Alex worked on some of the most controversial national environmental issues, including regulation of toxic chemicals. Alex worked closely with this committee as we worked on TSCA to articulate state viewpoints in the reauthorization of the Toxic Substances Control Act. Her familiarity with the intricacies of this important statute will help her succeed in the role for which we consider her today. Throughout the past year, I have had the opportunity to observe Alex work diligently to fulfill EPA's mission of protecting human health and the environment as regional EPA administrator for the New England states. Ms. Dunn has a deep passion for working with communities, for environmental justice, and for leveraging the expertise of non-governmental organizations. She has overseen enforcement actions that reduced public health risks, as well as compliance initiatives that ensured proper chemical storage and management in New England. She prioritizes open communication around difficult issues and is well respected by our whole congressional delegation in Rhode Island. She is highly capable of successfully implementing the Frank R. Lautenberg Chemical Safety for the 21st Century Act, updating TSCA. This Lautenberg Act, as we remember in this committee, was the fruit of bipartisan negotiations involving many of our members across a wide spectrum of political orientation. That process exemplified the Senate at its finest, tackling a difficult issue in an effective way, ultimately through a compromise solution acceptable to both parties. We understand on this committee the bipartisan heritage of the Lautenberg Act. So does Ms. Dunn. If she is confirmed, I expect EPA leadership to allow her to implement the Lautenberg Act in the manner in which it was intended. And I call on my colleagues on this committee to support Ms. Dunn in doing her job right. Bipartisan faith was forged here in the negotiation and passage of TSCA. The previous nominee was a living, walking breach of that faith. Ms. Dunn will keep the faith, and I hope we all will too. That was a success of this committee that I hope we will honor. So I'm very pleased to welcome Ms. Dunn to the Environment Public Works Committee and to support her nomination. I expect her to work closely with members of this committee, if confirmed, to ensure that the vision we had for the Lautenberg Act is realized, as well as to carry out the many other important responsibilities at the Office of Chemical Safety and Pollution Prevention. And I will count on her to resist improper interference with her work. Thank you, Ms. Dunn. Welcome to our committee. I yield the floor back.